welcome to another episode of the Aging Hippies Conspiracy. And as I've often said, the only conspiracy here is the conspiracy to start a Cyber Hippie Love Tribe and groove. You know, we've got to just get it into our hearts that we need to move on from this horrible culture that we find ourselves in and create a true counterculture. Whatever happened to the counterculture of old? Well, they became stockbrokers, a lot of them sold out. But there were a minute amount of people that are not living high off the hog, and they're old and they're decrepit, but they're poor. So I don't want to hear this generational thing of, oh, all boomers are rich, and that's because they've taken everything that belongs to us. Well, I felt the same way when I was young about an older generation, but you will come to realize that being blamed for something that you had nothing to do with is kind of difficult. As a matter of fact, it's more difficult when you get old because you're already invisible to society in general. You're washed up, useless, no good anymore for anything. But I don't worry about that because I am good for you. And you, the viewer, are the reason I keep making these ridiculous videos. Just because you do something well doesn't mean you necessarily get remunerated for it. Well, it finally feels like winter again. Yes, it's cold as a well-digger's ass here in London, Ontario, which is not unusual for given the time of year. What was unusual was the no snow and no cold temperatures, but next week it's going back up, so it's that old drunken jet stream again. We're not going to take this crap anymore. We're going to stand up to the establishment, the powers that be, and fight back. How? Damned if I know, but we're going to try. And at least there is still a small amount of democracy in the media if you look hard enough and you get around certain algorithmic blocks that don't allow you to actually see that stuff. But you know, it's out there and it's hard to find, and you've got to really sort of decide whether the source is plausible or reasonable, or it's just filled with crap. And so much of it is just a bunch of crap. I mean, look at my channel. I've spent 12 years producing the finest crap that I'm capable of. And does anybody appreciate it? Well, a few people. And I'm glad. And that makes me feel happy. Because my life would be empty without the tubular friends, you see. I just wouldn't have any clue what I'm going to do with my life anymore. It's really horrible getting old. You don't want to get there. Well, I guess given the alternative, you probably do want to get there, and you are going to get there one day. So as my body continues to deteriorate and become part of the entropy that is part of our life here on Earth, you can feel two ways about it. You can feel pissed off and bitter. Son of a bitch. Or you can look at all the wonderful things you've had in your life and all the wonderful things yet to come. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are, but maybe there are wonderful things to come still. Maybe we don't need this bleak outlook on the future. It's up to us individually to change the future. Of course, we can't really change the future, but we can change ourselves, which in part it affects the future. Look at the kids in Extinction Rebellion. And they're doing the hard work, and I can't understand why it hasn't spread across the Atlantic to these shores, but Europe is usually ahead of the North Americans in so many different ways. So I guess maybe Extinction Rebellion will grow to the size it is in Europe, and even larger as more disasters hit and more trouble on the horizon. So join the Cyber Hippie Love Tribe with me. I'm just saying, it's a good thing to do because we're all looking for answers, and we've got to look within ourselves for the answers, because you're not going to get the answers from a channel on YouTube or anything. You've got to look inside yourself. How is this going to affect other people in my life? And we think about these things and we try and make things a little bit better. And slowly but surely, everything begins to improve around us. You know, I smile at people all the time when I'm out and about, and they look at me like I'm completely nuts. But, you know, I figure, okay, so you think I'm a lunatic, and that's how far we have sunk. That smiling at someone, just being civil to someone, makes them think you're mentally unbalanced. Do I seem mentally unbalanced to you? Sometimes I am a little mentally unbalanced, I'll admit it. But who isn't these days? I mean, how could you not be? Just look around you. What do you see that makes any sense anymore? The gerontocracy that shuffles around and insists on holding on to power no matter how feeble their brains get, no matter how crazy. Well, crazy is popular these days. Yeah, so what if they have concentration camps built? So what? So what if we're all incarcerated because we don't agree with their point of view? Yeah, it's nothing to worry about. Just another day in North America. Nothing on YouTube happens by chance. They want to turn the internet into big television. Like exactly the same, because back in the day, they were used to controlling all the media because nobody could have a TV station unless you were really rich. But now, corporations can own as many TV stations as they want. They don't have to stop at 50 or 60 or 100. They can monopolize all the information that you get. Now, of course, I'm doing myself no favors at all by talking about this stuff on my channel because I don't think the tubular gods will particularly approve of it because I'm criticizing a giant corporation that's owned by another giant corporation that's owned by another giant corporation. Everything's owned. I mean, the way it's going, everything soon will be owned by one corporation. And it's already getting like that. I mean, you can travel anywhere and see the same businesses. Every town you go to, it's the same businesses. It's the same thing over and over and over again. You could take yourself and dump yourself anywhere in North America, in a city on a busy street, and not have any clue where you are because there's no distinguishing characteristics anymore. It's all becoming sterile. And why is it becoming sterile? Because of monopolies. Monopolies that control everything, that you can't compete against. Anyway, that's my rant for tonight. And I'm sorry if I'm a little less woo-woo and hippie peace and love and everything. I still am trying to spread that message. But sometimes I just get annoyed with things and the way things are and wish that we could change them. Anyway, good to see everybody. Oh yes, I see you and I see you again. What are you doing here? I thought I kicked you out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for listening to my rant. More to come as soon as I think of a good topic to talk about. Yeah, I don't know, the Ask the Aging Hippie thing didn't go over. I only got like, I think 2 people asked me a question. So, I don't know whether I'm going to continue with that or not, but I'll keep talking as long as I have people who will keep listening. Thank you. Peace, love, all that stuff.